So I'm going to be talking about Sujood Tilawat. So there's certain parts of the Quran that when you get to that ayah of the Quran, you offer a prostration. So I'm going to be talking about that today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did this, and it is to offer one single prostration at a particular position. So when a person recites an ayah in the Quran, you're doing this while you're in prayer or outside of the prayer, and when you are revising the Quran. So there's different times where you can offer this prostration. So the format is, if you pass by it in the position, and there's 14 ayahs as per the most authentic opinion of scholars. So if you pass by these 14 ayahs, then you offer the prostration. So if you're in prayer, you say Allahu Akbar, and then you make the sujood and then rise up and say Allahu Akbar. And if you're outside of prayer, so you're not praying, you only offer takbir before going down for sujood, and you rise up but you don't say the takbir, and there is no salam. So if you're listening to someone that passes by the ayah, if he prostrates, it is sunnah for you to do so. If he doesn't, you do not have to prostrate, and it is not a sunnah to prostrate because he did not do so. In Sahih al-Bukhari and Imam Muslim reported that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam narrated by Ibn Umar that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was reciting a surah to us that contained a sajda, and he performed the sajda, and we prostrated alongside him, and there was no spot for someone of us to find on the ground to offer the prostration. Also in Bukhari and Muslim, Abu Rafiya says, I prayed with Abu Huraira, and he prayed an ayah in the Quran, so he prostrated, and I said, what is this? He said, I prayed behind the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he offered it, and I still offer this prostration whenever I recite this surah until I meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what are the virtues of this sajda? So in the authentic hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when the son of Adam recites a verse in which there is sajda and he prostrates, Satan withdraws weeping. He says, woe to him. The son of Adam was commanded to prostrate, and he prostrated, so paradise will be his destiny. I was commanded to prostrate, but I refused, so the fire will be my fate. So in terms of the adhkar you say, so what you say is, when you're offering the sajda, is to say Subhana Rabbi al-A'la. There's other versions as well that you can say. And there's also a long dua as well. Allahumma laka sajdu wa bika amantu wa laka aslamtuhu. And then there's the rest of that dua as well, which you'll be able to find as well. Or you can say other duas as well. So just to tell you that this prostration, this sujood, is not a prayer, as the most authentic opinion suggests that this is not a prayer. So since it's not a prayer, you don't need to face the Qibla. It is not a prayer. Not only that, even if it is a prayer, don't we face the Qibla? Yes, we do. But when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed voluntary prayers, did he pray them in any direction other than the direction of the Qibla? The answer is yes. When he used to travel, he used to read his voluntary prayers. He used to, obviously the car would be moving, and he would be praying it in any direction. Not only that, it's also permissible for you to offer it without being in the state of wudu. So for during prayer, you're required to be in the state of wudu, but when you're revising the Quran in general, I'm not required to be in the state of wudu. I can make dhikr, I can make dua, I can offer the sujood of tilawah without wudu. So the opinion of Shaykh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah and a number of scholars that follow the Quran and the Sunnah with understanding the favourite three generations. Likewise, women can offer the sujood without being in the state of, being without the hijab. You can offer this sujood at times of restrictions. These restrictions apply to prayers, not to dhikr, dua and tawaf. The place of recitation of sujood, there's 14 places, and there's two in Surah Hajj. There's one in Surah Sad, and the one in Surah Sad is an issue of dispute. Ibn Abbas said that it is not one of the places where a prostration is required. It's not, not mandatory, but I did not see the Prophet prostrate at this point. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not prostrate at this point. The scholars say that it's part of the 14 parts that he should offer it. I did a different opinion of that, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. this is where I'm going to conclude the video. So I'm going to leave you here. Fi manillah wa sallallahu wa baraka ala nabina Muhammad astaghfirullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.